Hey guys, Martin here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so as I'm sure you've all probably seen by now, we did discuss it on the stream early this morning, but we got the global producer letter, which of course for me being in the UK was at 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't think they were going to announce anything that special, especially after we saw that supposed store leak that showed the TOPPO celebration. So honestly, I wasn't really sure to expect much. With the news showing that we were getting the Universe 7, Golden Freezer and 17 and TEQ during EZAs, I thought that was something that potentially could have been mentioned in the producer letter as well. So nothing really seemed like there was going to be anything crazy interesting that I needed to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to see. And oh boy, was I wrong. So whatever that App Store thing is, TOPPO obviously is coming out at some point, and that App Store banner will go up, because that banner actually said like out now, which of course TOPPO isn't. That will obviously get used at some point in the future, but that led us to think that TOPPO would indeed be next, but it is in fact going to be TEQ UI GOKU. And the very interesting thing about this is they mentioned early August, which of course we are in early August now. This unit could literally drop on global anytime within the next like few days, or like a week or so. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow morning we see the Dokkan Fest teaser in the news, and those things always appear 48 hours before, which means the unit would be coming out on Monday. Because I think I saw somebody earlier in the stream was saying TOPPO is supposed to come out on the 12th, which is the following Monday. So I could see them dropping this banner and then a week later dropping the TOPPO banner. So this is crazy. What's so funny is going into the anniversary, one of the things that I talked about quite a lot was that people were talking about the idea of Cell Max or UI GOKU coming as the EX part of the anniversary. And I talked about how that was something I really didn't want to see happen, because obviously, if you're somebody, you know, we've all been waiting for the anniversary. Loads of people have been saving, skipping a bunch of stuff early in the year, solely for the purpose of just going full-on beast mode, pun unintended, but full-on beast mode, summoning in part 2, dropping all your stones. I imagine a lot of people watching this out there right now are sat on 0 stones, or at least somewhere close, because you've burned through everything trying to get beast, and then even if you did pull him, maybe going back and trying to get Gogeta, or Broly, or something for the Gammas, of course. And now we find out that TEQ UI GOKU is going to come out, and it's literally within like a week's time, potentially. And in the news, we already know, like, we've got those 3 EZAs coming out that I mentioned, which is going to be like 100 stones. The big thank you gift thing for Global, which hopefully they're going to take into account the fact that they're dropping all of this stuff. And I'm hoping that that's going to be at least like 100 stones. But for a lot of people, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you do not have stones to summon for this TEQ GOKU. I myself, I have like 300 stones. I didn't pull the Gammas, but after going 1,000 stones on their banner, I decided to just give up. I did the 77 ticket summon for them, still didn't get them, so at this point I decided just to not summon for them anymore, which obviously has now worked out at least somewhat in my favour, because I have some extra stones ready for UI GOKU, but I definitely don't have as many as I would like to have in this scenario, now that we know that the Tanabata LR is coming out on Global very, very soon. Like I say, we don't know an exact date. As soon as we get the data download and we know for sure exactly when the unit is going to be coming out, I will obviously let you guys know. But for now, all we know is that UI GOKU is going to be the next unit that releases on Global. And essentially, it's going to be happening while technically the anniversary is still going, which is kind of crazy, if we're being honest. So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Obviously, some people out there, like I say, not going to be pretty hot, flush on stones at the moment. So this certainly could be a bit awkward for some people. But let me know all of your thoughts down below. TEQ UI GOKU is very, very good. If you want to know what he does, I have made a video going over his details, but I will talk about them more in an upcoming video, I'm sure. So the other thing that they talked about with the producer letter is the sync, and we did find out some interesting information. Some of it is stuff that I have already kind of assumed or predicted or talked about. Some of it I think was just common sense. Some of it we just, you know, we're waiting to see what they do. Because we know, we've talked about it a lot recently with stuff that's been going on in the game. Dokkan isn't always the best at communicating things very well. So it's nice to see some actual, like, specific instruction about certain things. So the first thing they showed here for the unification contents, This is the content that will be unified with the JP version. New characters, campaigns and events, Extreme Z Awakenings and Super Extreme Z Awakenings. So they basically confirmed that the new characters, because when they read this out, when the video was playing, they said the new characters and the campaigns and events that they come with, right? So to me, that essentially does confirm something that we have been 99% like... We've basically been working from this basis anyway, but that means the anniversary is going to be in February for both versions at the same time. They might call it something different on Global, because obviously it's technically not the anniversary for Global, it's the anniversary for JP, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just start calling it like the Japanese version anniversary or the JP, whatever they're going to call it, right? Because they refer to it as the Japanese version in all of these things. And so then, of course, that remains to be seen what's actually going to happen when we get to July 7th. And technically, that is the anniversary for Global. But the big anniversary celebration has already happened. So who knows what they're going to do in terms of how they actually celebrate Global's quote-unquote birthday. And then the thing you can see down below, marked with an asterisk at the very bottom, it says all the characters that haven't arrived yet will be implemented within this year. So basically the sync is going to happen for the worldwide celebration. They mentioned that specifically as well. But not everything that's out on JP is going to be out on Global by the time we get to the worldwide celebration. So this is basically just confirming that that stuff is going to get shuffled in somewhere along the way, and obviously will be by the end of the year. So as we go into 2025, the games will be completely up to date and will be the same, like all the same stuff out, and all the same stuff will then come out at the same time. The other thing that they mentioned here is content not to be unified with the Japanese version. Character rarities, types and link skills that are different from the Japanese version. So this is like characters like the starter Goku that you can farm. That obviously on Global has that like AGL Angel Goku version that of course the JP one doesn't actually have. And then the big one is things like the physical Super Kaioken Goku, and then the STR Pikkon, who obviously on JP is Int. They have different stats, different abilities, and so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when they get their EZAs. So it says here other abilities will be unified to either the Japanese or international version settings. So that'll be interesting to see what they actually do with stuff like that. Then titles and designs of missions and events that are different from the Japanese version. There will be no difference between rewards. So some of the missions and titles and stuff might be different, which is interesting, but we'll be getting the same rewards. So I guess it remains to be seen what happens to this. And then merchandise, including discounted Dragonstones and packs. So this is basically confirming, I would say, that Global is not going to lose any of the Pilaf Trove stuff that we get that JP doesn't, like the ticket packs, but then obviously confirms that things like the stone, the keys and the skill orbs and stuff, those will still be a thing. They made sure to specifically mention that obviously pricing and everything is different just because of different regions and their own rules and regulations on pricing. So there's not going to be some sort of like change in price between the two versions to match up with each other or anything like that. So one thing that they mentioned as well, which I don't have a screenshot for, is they talked about the summoning system. And the interesting thing is they specifically mentioned that Global has gotten things like tickets and discounts and stuff because of the fact that they're behind. This is something that as a community we've kind of always theorized for a little while, but has never been really like fully confirmed literally out of like Amatsu's mouth. But he literally said, right, the reason why JP Global has been getting discounts and tickets and step ups and stuff on banners that JP doesn't is basically to make up for the fact that the units are coming out months later on Global. So now that that is not going to be the case, then the summoning system is going to change and be unified between the two versions. Now, at first I was a bit worried that that basically makes it sound like Global is going to lose all forms of discounts and tickets and stuff like that. But then I did get shown a screenshot, I believe it was Drace from the community, so shout out to him, of the actual subtitles of what was being said specifically at the time. And they did say they're working on a new summon system to be implemented on both versions, but that hasn't been finalized yet. So obviously that could be something like, you know, the part 1 step up system that we saw for the anniversary on Global, or it could still be the free tickets that we saw in part 2, and hopefully that means that will then be applied to both versions as well. Because I've always said in the past, even being a Global main, like I've someone who's wanted the games to sync, But I think it's obviously for the best of all players. Like, everyone should get all that stuff, right? JP should get all the tickets. I mean, JP should get the Pilaf Trove stuff. Like, if they want to buy those purchasable tickets, they should be able to. I know JP has different, like, gacha laws and stuff. So when it comes to the things you can buy, obviously it might be slightly different. But when it comes to things like free tickets and step-ups and all that kind of stuff, I do think those should be on both versions at the same time. Obviously, it's better for it to be on both versions than on neither version. So I guess we will have to wait and see exactly how that's going to pan out. But yeah, we basically know Worldwide Celebration will be a synced celebration as it always is. And from then onwards, the release schedules will be synced. Some stuff might not be out yet for Global, but as I say, as it says at the bottom, all of that stuff will then be out by the end of the year. And of course we have UI Goku coming out very soon. Now the interesting thing to mention last here, and I'll talk about this in more detail because I will obviously make a summon or skip video for this banner, is the banner I imagine is going to change rather drastically, because we have UI Goku, his banner unit Dispo, then AGL Frieza returned for the first time, but for Global he's the Dokkan Fest exclusive that came out before the anniversary. So the chances of him coming back on this banner I think are very, very slim. However, I do think he will probably be replaced by Physical Rosé, because of course he came out much earlier in the year for Global and was on JP fairly recently. So I could see Rosé taking Frieza's place. Then we have Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Obviously he was the Tanabata unit from the previous year. And then we have these guys, Blue Evolution Vegeta, UI Goku, and Blue Kaioken and Blue Evolution. These guys are on the anniversary banners that are live right now. The 6 years are on Beast Gohan's banner and the Blue Duo are on Broly's banner. So hopefully these guys will not be on here. But unfortunately, because they're all Dokkan Fest LRs, the chances of them being replaced by other units that are really good, I mean, they're either going to get replaced with, like, the 5th year LRs, although they're on the banners as well. The 6 year or the 7 year LRs are on one of the banners as well. The 8 year ones, maybe they could put the worldwide ones, but they're on banners. Like, any other Dokkan Fest LRs that would fit in these slots are kind of on the active anniversary banners at the moment. So unfortunately, that means this banner could lose a lot of value depending on who these other featured units are. But obviously we will have to wait and see. When we get the data download, we will get the banner image, although I imagine it's probably just going to end up showing UI Goku, Dispo, probably Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then maybe if we're lucky Rosé, and then we'll just kind of have to guess from there, unfortunately. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Are you excited for UI Goku to come to Global? Are you, I guess, kind of excited for him to come, but worried because you don't have a lot of stones? Let me know all your thoughts on this and the information we got about the sync. Obviously, for me, I am kind of excited because this unit is really good. But then at the same time, as I said, I don't have a ton of stones at the moment. I have already used up my anniversary budget. So I don't know how many more stones I'll even be able to buy when these banners come out, but we will wait and see. So let me know all your thoughts down below on UI Goku, the sync news, and the producer letter in general. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.